Okay, good evening. I'm sure you enjoyed the last class that I did on cross table or contingency table that I was able to use the data to derive a side-by-side bar chart for visualization of the data. So in this class, I'm going to be taking another course entirely that I called using two variables, I mean numerical variables. Unlike the previous class, the two major variables are categorical data, but this time around, I'm going to be using two what? Two numerical variable in creating a scatter plot data. And that's why I'm in Excel. You can see on the screen, I have 50 students. This is the first column or the first variable is the student ID from 1 to 50, their reading score, then their writing score. So let's try and first import this into SPSS. How am I going to do this? Let me first save. Okay, I guess this is inside the download. So I'm going to go to my SPSS. I'll go to File, New, Data. Then I'm going to go to, I think it's under Download. Then I'll switch this to Excel. Then can you see what am I looking for? Uh, Scatter plot data. Yes, scatter plot data. Then I'm going to open it. Okay, so just wait for the. Okay, so let's see the. Okay, I think it's in sheet one. Okay, it's in sheet one. So that means okay, it's in sheet one. So let's look at the range. The range is from A1 to what? To C51. A1 to C51. A1 to column is to C51. Then I'm going to click on OK. So let's wait for it. Wow. So can you see that the data is already in Excel? Now let me look at the variable. Okay, that's good. Let me put the label student ID, the reading score, I like the reading score, and the what? And the writing score. Okay, so let's go back to the data view and see it. Now, looking at the data very well, I told you anytime you are trying to plot any graph or visualize any data, you need to have a detailed understanding of the data. The first thing is you'll notice that the two major data here, they are numerical data. And when you are using two numerical data, the visualization you can have is a scatter plot. Now, after you've known this, if you notice that the reason is 55, automatically the writing is 58. For the second guy, 60, 61. What this means is that the writing score depend on the reading score. That is, a student that can read very well will automatically what? Write very well. So definitely you must know that by the time you are actually trying to plot, this is a general principle in data science that the independent variable is always at the x-axis, while the dependent variable is at the y-axis. So the reading is the independent variable, while the writing is the dependent. That is, the writing score or the writing ability depend on the reading ability of a what? of a student. So let's quickly go and plot the graph. So I'll go to graph, I'll go to chart builder. Okay, I'm sure we know all these things before. Then I'm going to go to scatter. Then I'm going to drag to the middle. Can you see? Then I told you the reading is independent. So to go to the x-axis and the writing is the independent. Go to the y-axis. Are you following? So after this, I can now click on what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Okay, after this, I can now click on my OK. Okay, let's see. Wow. Now, looking at this very well, you will notice an upward trend. What did I mean by upward trend? Upward trend in the sense that when the reading score is high, definitely the what? The writing score is going to be right. So that's why you notice that it's actually moving in this direction. That is, the writing score automatically depend on the reading score. But there is a student that we call outlier here. What did you notice? Even though the student has a high reading score, this guy, let's go and check this particular guy in our Excel. Let me look at the ID. Okay, I think number 28. Can you see? Even though it has 60 reading, which means that if someone should have a good or a high reading score, this particular student need to have a what? Have a high writing score. But in this case, it's not going towards that direction. The fact that it has a high reading score is still having low writing score. So there are datas like that. You understand? And this really connotes that student that has this ID is what is an outlier that does not go with the what? With the normal trend. So don't worry, as we proceed in the class, we'll be able to talk more on what you always do with outline. And okay, let me go back to the, and if you notice there are students that really did extremely very well in this particular region, you will know that they have very high what? High, if you notice this cluster, you know that they have very high reading score and also high writing score. Like this part, they have low one and also what? Low writing score. So I guess you now understand what I mean by scatter plots. Let me try and see if I can do some other things there. You can double click on it. After you've done this, then you can go around to look at one or two things. How? Just right click on this, go to property window. You can look at the chart size. Okay, let me scroll here. I'm doing this so that you get familiar to that. This is showing the height and the width of the entire chart. And the marker, can you see the symbol of the marker? That means you can increase the size if you like. Are you getting me? And you can also decide that you want to fill it, possibly border or inner fill. Are you following me? And for the spike, mm, is this one is the none. That is the normal one. So let me try and change to another one so that you see the difference. So still, so there's no need of giving it spike. Let me go back. Party. Okay. Okay. For the variables, okay, all these ones are intact. So you can also, let me see if I can still put, okay, add reference line. Let's add reference line. In case you want to add a reference line, that's the essence of this, just to show the upward trend. Uh, so you can also decide to actually go through all this. They are not things that are difficult. You can go through it. You'll be able to pick one or two things from there. Let me also, okay, add y-axis reference line, add x-axis reference line. Might not need all this. Add title, add text box, add footnotes. Okay, let's put add fit line. So let's remove this reference line. Okay, this reference line. Okay, so instead of adding reference lines, this thing that I'm supposed to add, let me do it. Right click, does you double click first, then you right click, then you now go to fit line. Yeah, I think fit line is better. Okay, let's use linear. Can you see that fit line is better? That's what I'm supposed to add. I can add fit line to it. Are you getting all these things? So please try and also work around this on your system and give me a feedback. So thank you. See you in the next class.